The Snail and Rosebush. In a great field in the countryside, cows and sheep are leisurely eating grass. There is a rosebush in the field. Under the rosebush lives a snail. This snail is really lazy. Not only does it not do anything, but also it cannot do anything. However, it frequently makes excuses. It always says,
I am waiting. I can blossom many times and fruit a lot. Or else I will produce some milk as the cows and sheep do. That's easy for me.
Having heard Snail's words, Rosebush says,
You always say that. You really make me wait to see a lot. But when exactly will you do what you say?
The snail hears this and says impatiently,
I'm not sure.
After a year, the snail still lies in the same place and looks the same under the rosebush. However, the rosebush produces new buds, which soon are bright-colored flowers. A new year begins again. Everything on the earth is thriving. Roses are blooming, giving off a beautiful fragrance again. And many people look at them in the field. The snail also comes out and stretches out its antenna, but then shrinks itself back again. But before it goes back in, it seems to find out something. It says to the rosebush,
Now you have become an old rosebush. You should prepare to retire. Oh, you are so pitiful.
The rosebush says,
I do not think I am so pitiful. Why do you say that?
As soon as the snail hears the rosebush's reply, it wags its head like a philosopher, and it says,
Yes, you cannot answer my question because you are always unwilling to think about questions, especially questions of how to survive. Why do you think you bloom? Do you know how you produce flowers? Why is the flower which you produce this one but not that one?
The rosebush thinks hard and then says,
Yes, indeed I have not thought deeply about these questions. However, I can tell you my opinion.
The snail says,
I am willing to hear what you think.
The rosebush says,
I bloom with happiness because I have to do that. The sun is so warm. The air is so fresh. I drink pure dew and delicious rainwater and get strength from the soil so that I feel a kind of happiness increasing continually. As a result, I cannot leave and have to produce buds. I will bloom this year and next year. This is my life.
The snail says,
You seem to be really happy and content.
The rosebush says,
I feel that everything makes me satisfied and everything is very beautiful.
When it hears what the rosebush says, the snail feels embarrassed. It says in a low voice,
The world does not care for me. I don't care about the world. It's enough that I think of myself.
The rosebush says,
But what do you have to say about this beautiful world? What things can you use?
The snail spits and says,
I spit on the world. This world does no good for me at all.
Saying that, the snail again shrinks itself into its shell and then closes the door. Seeing the snail, the rosebush shakes its head sadly and says,
It really makes me sad. It just stays there lazily. However, my petals can be taken away by the wind and go to distant places. They will be pressed by beautiful girls in beloved diaries. My petals can stick to the lip of an innocent child who will kiss me happily. I feel that such a life is a happy, genuine life.